Hi there, how are you? The miniature balushais are a perfect guilt-free treat for any occasion. The recipe for balushahi or badusha is simple. You just need to keep a few things in mind. Let's get started. Are you a new visitor? Then do subscribe and click the bell icon. To make the sugar syrup, 1.5 cups of sugar. Add in 3/4 cups of water. That is exactly half the amount of sugar. And cook this on low to medium heat till the sugar dissolves. You could stir it from time to time. I have soaked some saffron strands in hot milk and I'm going to add it in. It's been 2 minutes now. You could even add in some green cardamom to flavor the syrup. I'll check after a minute. In the meantime, let me just fish out the impurities. Adding the milk just brings out the impurities in the syrup. The syrup has been boiling for close to 5 minutes now. And I'll do a quick check. Be careful. So I'll just take a little syrup and do a little test. I think that's good enough for me. It's quite thick. Turn off the heat and let it cool down slightly. To make the dough, I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour or Maida. I'll add in about 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Give it a thorough mix. I'll add in a large pinch of fennel or soft. This is the fine variety of fennel that I'm using. 1/4 cup of fresh yogurt or dahi. 1/4 cup of clarified butter or ghee and some chilled water. Add in the ghee or clarified butter into the flour. And with your fingers, just rub it in till the mixture resembles breadcrumbs. That looks done. Check by making a fist. It should hold. That's perfect. Add in the yogurt and very gently just mix it in. This dough is much like the pie dough. So we just need the liquid to bring it all together. No kneading is required actually. Add in the chilled water. A tablespoon or 2 at a time. That's coming together already. You'll need about 6 tablespoons of water. That's done. Cover it and let it rest for about 20 minutes at least. I'll just knead the dough lightly. Flatten it out. Divide it into 4 sections. Cut it into smaller portions. Make them into equal sized portions. And I'll just roll out one and see how big that is. I'm aiming for smaller sized balushais so that you don't feel guilty after eating them. And I think that's a good size. So once that is done, just press with your finger. You could use a bit of flour on your fingers to get a hole. That's one ready. Keep it aside. Roll into a ball as best as you can. Poke with your finger to get a hole. Make the rest of them. They are all done and it's time to fry them. I'm using oil to deep fry the balushahi. You could do this with ghee. The oil is on absolute low heat. Just drop the balushahi into the oil and let it be on low heat. We'll wait for the balushahi to cook. Once they are cooked, they'll start floating to the top. These are the miniature versions, so they don't take too long to cook. You can already see that some of them are floating up. Now that they have all started floating to the top, turn them over and look at the balushahi. They look cracked and flaky already. So we need to cook them to a nice golden color. I'm happy with the color now, so it's time to get them out. If you like the recipe, do share it with your friends and post your feedback in the comment section. I'll take them out onto a strainer and let the oil drain further, just for a few minutes. Here's a closer look. You can see that they have turned out really flaky. Fry the rest of them. Add in the donuts into the warm syrup. These are bite-sized donuts and so they won't take too long to soak. Turn them once or twice. They've been soaking for about 4 minutes now and it's time to get them out. So I'll just let them drain on the strainer. They are heavy with the syrup but quite firm to the touch. The next batch goes in. Let's break one and see. Look inside. Just see that how soft and moist it is inside because of the sugar syrup, and really crunchy on the outside. Nice and flaky. Perfect balushai. Garnish with chopped nuts and serve. You could store the balushais in an airtight container for up to a week. There's no need to refrigerate them.